All right. Welcome to the fourth episode of Weed and Whiskey. I am half of your host with the most. My name is Aries.
And I'm Nikki.
And we want to thank you for coming to the show that explores life, love, and the occasional scandal. So, it's been a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks.
I will say the drink for this week, I have been drinking Hennessy, but I probably will switch to water here shortly. Just for that note. And little Wayne over here has the blunt lit.
I took the evening.
All right, so I guess we'll, without further ado, since this is going to be an action-packed show, we'll go ahead and get started. Little BTS for the last few weeks. Cheer competition. You want to talk about it?
So our youngest daughter's high school team received a bid and went to cheer nationals, which takes place every year at Disney World in Orlando. And so she and I were down there for about a week and did all of the cheer competition stuff. We got into it a couple of times, which is normal for us because we are literally the same person separated by 31 years. But yeah, it was fun. Went to some parks that I haven't been to since I was a kid. And so this was her next to last one because she's a junior this year. She'll be a senior next year, and they'll know next year, and that's it. We're done with cheer.
Can I get a round of applause for being done with cheer?
Yes.
Stuff's expensive.
Hella expensive.
Anyway, yeah, so during that time, I didn't do a whole lot. I was here with animals, and that's it. I had to work. It was quiet around here, but it's not anymore.
No,
not anymore.
Definitely not anymore. It is gross outside.
Yeah, so that leads us into Snowmageddon.
Part two.
Yeah, this is the second time this year. We normally get 2, don't we? Is that what it is?
2 to 3. I mean, the latest one, I guess, was that year on my birthday when it snowed like a foot in like 2 hours. It was crazy.
Yeah, I was shocked that we had people show up for that.
I had a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people showed up, and
a lot of people like you.
I'm a likable kind of gal.
A lot of people like you. It's me they don't care for, but that's
whatever.
fine.
That's not true.
There are a lot of people don't like me.
You'll be all right.
And I will.
I know, and they will.
And they will too.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man! So that was a quick BTS. Not a whole lot happened in this last few weeks. It was just a lot of changes, work stuff, and those are the 2 like big things that happened. And we're in the middle of the second one right now. Almost didn't have much to talk about, but we're going to get into these blunt topics. All right. The first blunt topic. I don't know if you heard about the porn star fans only lady named Bonnie Blue, who recently broke the record for sex with men in 24 hours. She slept with she didn't sleep, 1,057 men. And this might be right up your alley.
No.
Not the 1,057 men.
Fuck.
No, not talking about that. I mean the Maury angle. She has confirmed that she's pregnant.
Well, good luck finding that baby daddy.
You got 1,057?
She's got 1,057 options. I mean, you know.
At least she knows when.
Well, but, okay. That's, for one, gross. Number 2, if you're going to sleep with that many people, hello, did you not use condoms with them?
No.
I mean, obviously not, but I'm just like, that, you're just asking for some shit to go down with your body.
Well, the outcome she had is pregnancy.
Well, I see that, but she's probably also working with some other things that have lots of letters and all kinds of crazy spellings.
She's not from Jackson.
I didn't say she was from Jackson, but, syphilis and gonorrhea, I mean, it is what it is.
She's English.
Yeah, but still, that don't stop her from getting AIDS.
Yeah, she could have got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's really, really irresponsible. But, do to suit yourself, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be that's a couple seasons of Maury if he wanted to do it.
Yeah. I mean, test a couple of guys a day and it'd take you a minute, I guess.
I don't think, is she going to run off every time the dude is not the father?
I mean, you ought to get used to that shit after a minute.
What if the first guy is the father?
Well, I mean, then I guess that's just your luck. You don't have to go through testing the other.
Not even that. From Maury's standpoint, he tried to put together 3 seasons off this bitch.
Yeah, that's true. But I guess at that point, it would just be a matter of bringing them on to talk about the continual sexcapade that happened.
I mean, it was video footage of it. She's selling it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
It sounds like it.
Something of that nature. I was just wondering what you might think about that, since you are a Maury stan. You are the queen of Maury.
Yeah, I do love Maury and all of that kind of stuff. All the trash TV kind of stuff. But that's even a bit much for me. I mean, and I don't know. What'd they do? Like get 1 stroke each?
I don't know. Obviously, somebody got.
Somebody got a nut off, but I mean that could happen immediately with some people. So
she looking at me.
I'm not looking at you. We are discussing this topic, but I'm just saying that's just.
I do a lot. I ain't never did that.
No, you've never done that. But that's just like I said. Do to suit yourself. If she's happy with it, then yay for her, I guess.
Yay for her.
Would not want her medical bills.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, she probably knew this was an outcome at some point if she was to have sex with 1,057 guys in 24 hours. You could get pregnant. I think this is the second best outcome. The best outcome is nothing happening. Getting pregnant isn't the worst. But all those other...
The other shit comes later.
Jackson diseases sounds kind of...
All that comes later.
Do you want to explain the Jackson thing?
Yeah, so we went to a cheer competition.
In Jackson, Mississippi.
Twice in December. I think we touched on that
7th and 14th.
Previous show, how we went to Jackson back-to-back weekends. Well, all around Jackson, especially in the areas that are close to, like, Jackson State and a couple of the other schools that are down there, there are billboards about syphilis all over the place.
Yeah, like syphilis stats, and we aren't used to seeing syphilis singled out like that.
Didn't know syphilis was so rampant. 2 hours and 45 minutes away from us, which makes you definitely not want to
mess with anybody from Jackson.
No, definitely not.
I don't care how bad she is. If she's from Jackson, you might want to, or been to Jackson recently, you might want to leave her alone.
You might want to step away.
You might want to do that thing that they used to do when like you give blood or something like that, where you have you been in contact with anybody with such and such disease in the last 7 years?
How they ask you if you've traveled overseas in the last 7 days, if you think you've got COVID and shit like that.
Shit like that.
Just politely Homer Simpson your way into the bushes.
Out of the bushes. Stay away from the bushes.
Yeah, don't go in those bushes.
Or out of the woods. Stay out of the woods.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's our first topic. You want to move on?
Yeah, sure. Let's go
All right,
and move on to this one.
The next topic. This is the one I text you.
Yeah.
The
I read this one
of.
the other day.
Yeah. So this lady, a quick thinking mom, saves family's life by giving gunmen a blowjob. I guess I could read the whole thing. So basically, Jennifer's husband Raymond only had one thing to say about the ordeal. She never gave me head like that, but we will talk about that later. For now, I'm just glad our children are safe. He was armed and dangerous, and so is my mouth. That's what Jennifer said. She's a hero to her family of 4 after doing the unthinkable to save their life. Texas woman is the hero of her family of 4 after giving a robber head long enough to distract him so that her husband could hit him in the back of the head with a chair while the children escaped. To say I'd do anything for my children would be an understatement at this point. Plus, he wasn't a minute man, so it was a lot of work. Jennifer. I don't know how true this is, but it is hilarious.
That's fucking hilarious.
I don't know. Like, one, if it is true, if I'm Raymond, why am I mad?
Oh, well, it sounds like a setup from the get-go, but I mean...
So you think Jennifer had this dude...
I mean, I'm sorry. As a mother, as a woman, and a woman who enjoys giving head, that is not my first thing that I'm going to think of.
He pulls the guns on me. Oh, shit, I'm going to suck his
Let me
dick.
go ahead and suck your dick real quick while you're holding that gun to my forehead. I think the fuck not.
Maybe it's one of her kinks.
Maybe so. I mean, I really am not sure.
I mean, gunplay is a thing.
I know gunplay is a thing. It is a thing, just like knife play. But it just seems a little, I don't know, scripted, I guess. Besides the fact that her kids were there. Like, what kind of a fucked up person, especially as parents.
In front of her children.
In front of her children.
I'm assuming they're young.
Well, I would hope so. Otherwise, they're going to be very fucking traumatized. I mean, not only are you traumatized because
I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
Not only are you traumatized because, one, your house got broken into and you're being robbed, but then, number 2, okay, here's your mom with a gun to her forehead or however he was aiming the gun at them, and she's just like, oh, okay.
I don't think our kids would be traumatized.
I think they'd be like, bitch, you better suck that dick and get us out of this fucking situation. But our children are different, and
they're already
demented.
Yeah.
Not demented, but they're already warped, I guess you could say.
They're different.
They expect things from us.
Yeah. It'd be more like Raymond going, oh my God, thank you so much. We're hey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
But yeah, so that, I don't know, that's, it was a definite, it gave me a chuckle, because that's.
Gave you a chuckle?
Yeah. Because not to, I mean, I don't know. She just, in this photo which I don't know, is this a driver's license photo?
It looks like a mug shot.
Or a mug shot, that's what I was thinking. And if it's a mug shot, like, one, why? And then, I mean.
Maybe that's the only picture they could find of her.
I guess. But I mean, she's not an unattractive lady.
No. She's not.
I mean, so I don't know. It just seems like...
she looks like the type that would do it.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like a spitter.
No, she's swallowing it. Definitely swallowing it. Anyway.
Yeah, so moms out there, you want to save your family, you could always...
Go ahead and just
suck a dick.
Suck a cack.
Next story. Jake Paul revealed that Mike Tyson had Parkinson's before the fight.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? I mean, you could kind of tell it might have been a setup.
Yeah.
It's just a money grab.
Yeah. And, but the thing that really bothers me about that is, I mean, my dad has Parkinson's.
I know.
And so it's one of those things that for Tyson to agree to put himself...
He had 20 million reasons.
Right.
I don't know what his financial situation is.
I don't either. But I know that all it takes is one swift blow and you're done. And so to me, $20 million is not something... When you're Mike Tyson, I mean, like you said, I don't know what his financial situation is. I don't know if he is, hard up for money or whatever. But then, too, to be Jake Paul on the flip side of that and know that you are beating the shit out of somebody that has fucking Parkinson's, and you know this.
I wouldn't say he beat the shit out of him. Well, he did hit him.
He hit him. I mean,
quite a bit, but it after the first minute, you can kind of tell how that was going to go.
Yeah.
And to me was a lot more like wrestling than it was boxing. So if you're a boxing person, you did not like that.
No, because it seemed as if it were very scripted.
Well, you don't like a 27-year-old man fighting a 64-year-old guy.
64-year-old guy. Yeah, that's just dumb.
Yeah, you don't. Why not? Like, to me, I'm not impressed with how Jake Paul gets his money in boxing. If he wants to fight.
Yeah.
Go to WBC and just fight people that do this for a living now. Yeah, you'll beat up on some people you're better than, but you will have to fight.
But that's now not how people in that era work.
It's entertainment, and he's right in the regard that all this was entertainment.
Right.
So
So why are people pissed?
Yeah, well, people that confuse it for a sport are pissed.
Well, yeah, because this was
wrestling.
This was wrestling. Yeah.
And with boxing gloves on. That's all it was.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be no more than UFC fighters going out there and somebody saying, okay, he's going to win, but y'all figure it out in the ring. He's supposed to run it.
Yeah.
And that's not sport.
No.
You sell it as a sport, but that's not, what you were doing is not sport.
Yeah.
Last, one of the blunt topics. Do people talk about their fantasies? Like in your friend groups and in mine, I'll let you go first. But do you think it really comes up in any type of conversation? Because you go ahead.
No, in most situations. Because
I'm not saying, hey, how you doing? Your day? How was your weekend? Your weekend was great. Well, I had a fantasy the other day, and I'm not talking about that.
No.
Just close friends. And I'm not saying you do that with anybody, but
right. I mean, now, like if it's my girlfriends and we're talking about sex stuff, then yeah. But I mean, otherwise, it's not just gonna be something that comes out of a normal conversation that you would have on a day-to-day basis. You have to be, I feel like, either on topic to be discussing things like that, or you have to be in the right company to discuss things like that. Simply because, I mean, yeah, a lot of our friends, it's perfectly fine to just bust out with, I discovered I have a new kink, the other day, or, whatever. It's perfectly fine to do that.
I feel like that's a specific phone call. I'm calling you to tell you about this situation. It's not like you were describing. Mm-hmm. You and your friend group are talking about sexual shit and somebody just pops off with, have you ever wanted to blah blah blah.
Right. So you're saying, like, would one of them call me and say, hey, I
know one in general would keep you on the phone for hours if you would listen to all her kinks and fetishes. However, what I'm meaning is I think it gets to the point of having, I wouldn't call it superficial friendships. I would call it, you have to be on a different level as a friend to share that. Even us with what we do, we don't go around sharing things like that with other people.
Well, no.
I'm the main one that pops off about a fantasy that I have, but I do that with you.
Yeah.
I don't talk to my boy and be like, hey, I'm glad you called, dog. Have you ever wanted to, and say whatever?
I mean, no.
It's not.
It's not something, like I said, it has to be with the right company.
Yeah, like walking down to Pat's house, I'd get kicked out of there if I was just.
Well, you get kicked out of there on all the time.
I didn't. The last 2 times I went, I didn't get kicked out.
You don't ever get kicked out when you're with me.
Well, that's because you're the one saying the same shit I say, but you got titties.
Well, yeah, they accept it from me.
I get kicked out. I think they racist.
They're not racist.
Anyway. That's a topic for another show. But yeah, I don't think that, I think one-on-one conversations, I think that is more of a woman thing.
Yeah.
I think that guys would do it in a group. If it was a group of guys.
I agree with that.
They would, and one of them, it's not going to be started by a bunch of them, but they might say something. But it would be more and more that than anything else. Let's see. All right, we got a new segment, guys. So I'm going to break this down. This is Whorrid Decisions. basically, I'm going to read a story, and we'll assume it's legit. I believe it to be. However, there's some horrid going along in this story, and we're going to discuss the story and see if there were any horrid decisions made. So, the name of the story is I Walked In on My Grandma Giving Head. So, basically, she lives in a retirement community, and the men there are always giving her gifts and taking her out and stuff. That's your first clue. I have an extra key to her place, and I went over there one day to set up her new internet router, but she didn't answer when I knocked, so I let myself in. I heard moaning coming from her bedroom, so I went in to make sure everything was okay, and that's when I saw her, with her neighbor across the street. He's a big black guy, of course, who is retired military. It was crazy seeing her with him because she always been a little racist. Of course they were. But there she was, completely naked, and she was licking his butthole and underneath his hairy balls while she was stroking him. Then she deep-throated him. Why are you? Okay, I'll save my thoughts. Then she deep-throated him all the way down before they both realized I was there. I quickly apologized and walked out. As I was walking out, I heard him tell her not to stop. I ended up waiting outside for about 20 minutes before they both came out, and he walked back to his house across the street while she let me in to fix the internet. Ladies first.
Grandma be getting down. Grandma knows the deal.
Damn, is she kind of racist though?
Obviously, she ain't too racist with a dick in her mouth.
We all black when the light's out.
I mean, I'm just saying. But yeah,
any horrid decisions made?
Grandma was just doing what it do.
I don't blame Grandma.
I don't blame Grandma either.
She doing it for what comes natural. The horrid decisions. This motherfucker
gave
just
her key.
Walking into her place.
That was a horrid decision on the grandson's part, not on Grandma's part, because that is her house.
She a freak.
And Grandma can do whatever she wants to do. If Granny wants to let the freak flag fly, hey, have at it. And obviously she enjoys, having community conversations with her.
She is the community.
So, I mean, hey, I'd make sure I got that key back, or tell.
Granny seemed to not care.
Well, that's true. I mean, I guess she figures.
Again, he must have never heard from her or anybody else. Knock.
Yeah.
And we will let you in, or else you're going to walk up all of a sudden you don't want to see.
Yeah. We've told our kids that for years. So.
Just stand there until somebody says something. And he was like, I'd love to have seen the face. Just the face he made.
Oh.
I bet this pale boy turned pale.
Paler.
He probably looked like, what's that Twilight dude?
Oh, yeah. Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson. He probably looked like him. Super
pale.
I would have thrown up. That's all I could have did. And went home like nothing happened.
And you would have cried.
I would have cried all the way home.
You would have cried all the way home.
Like nothing would have happened. Nobody. I would never speak of this to anybody. All right. I think I'm out of Henny, but we're gonna go ahead and go shot for shot.
Okay, cool.
We about to wrap this up.
All right.
So would you rather have a photographic memory or be able to predict the future?
Oh, they both obviously have benefits. I think I would rather have a photographic memory.
I would go with that too. I don't want to predict the future because it's already shitty enough. Yeah. I don't want to. I don't want to know the shit that's coming.
Yeah, I don't want to know what's going to happen
unless it's them lotto numbers.
Yeah, then they can slide me them lotto numbers. But other than that, everything else I'll just wait for it to happen.
Exactly. Candlelight bubble bath or steamy shower?
Bubble bath.
I would say. Depends on the day, but I'm going to go steamy shower. And the reason I say that is because I can get in and out. That's really it.
And I say bubble bath because I take a lot of baths and I enjoy soaking in it. It helps me to feel better. So I'm going to say bath.
I figured you'd say bath.
Yeah.
Would you rather be incredibly wealthy but live in a remote area, or have a modest income and live in a bustling city of your dreams?
I would rather be incredibly wealthy because I could go to where
Yeah, it says live, but not you had to stay there. I mean, like, it sucked to be modest income in the city you want to do stuff in and don't have the money to do it.
Do shit. Yeah, that would suck terribly.
That sounds like hell. I don't want to do that shit.
Yeah, no. So I would rather be incredibly wealthy but live in a remote area because then I would have the means to be able to go to whatever place I wanted to go to.
Yeah, and then you can get away from it all if you wanted to.
Absolutely.
And then you go home.
Yeah.
Where do you like to be kissed that drives you wild?
Probably my neck.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
That will get me. You want to ask me you want to get me to tricking? Get the neck. I start tricking.
He does. Most definitely.
You kiss the neck. I tell her all the time, stay off my neck.
And what do?
Kiss the neck.
Yep.
That's when you want something, though.
Not always.
Not always. Sometimes you just like to see me squirm.
Yeah.
I know that's a whole nother episode, too. We got to talk about that. So, next for both of us. Would you rather have the ability to heal any physical wound or bring back fond memories for anybody? I think of dementia people when you say bring back memories.
While like the other one, they both have benefits. I think I would rather be able to heal a physical wound because that's something that's in the present, and your memories can only get you so far. In that the longer you live, the more memories you make. So therefore, if I had a physical wound where I was about to die, I would rather be able to fix that than to get a memory back from when I was, 7 years old.
I'm with you on that. I would monetize my ability to fix. Call me now for your free fixing is what I would do. I don't know if I'd monetize it, but I would definitely heal people more so than anything else. I don't think I'd want to do anything. Like the memories is fine, but like you said, it's just a memory. So I don't think anybody, or I don't think once you think about it, this one isn't as ambiguous as most of the other ones.
Right.
I think most people would say heal as well. So, well, it looks like we're all caught up. You got anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
No, but you can find the podcast on all of your favorite streaming platforms, our Facebook page, Weed and Whiskey, and follow me on Instagram at the Nikki Marley. So thanks for listening, and we'll talk to y'all soon.
We're going to have more interesting shit to talk about next time, guys. We out of here. Should I do the Juicy J? Shut the fuck up!
Oh, Lord, here we go.